What up, guys? Welcome to the Monday discussion vlog episode. Whoa, that is sweet. That's a monster line first gen 4Runner. Anyway, welcome to the Monday discussion vlog episode, whatever you want to call it. So today we're going to be talking about the 2020 Supra. If you can't already tell, we got a little bit different camera angle going on. We got a lot better video quality, and that is thanks to my new iPhone. So I promised a long time ago that I was going to try to up my video quality, and I went back and forth between getting a DSLR and just upgrading phones. The camera on these things is unreal now. I actually ordered a Rode mic as well, so that's going to go into the lightning port, and then that should also help our audio quality. Today's discussion is going to be about the new Toyota Supra and what I think about it, and we got a few things to show you in the garage. But first, thought this was kind of cool. So I got this envelope when I got my uniforms today, and it says Jarrett Jenny Corwin Toyota flashlight, and inside I found my little stream light that I lost a couple weeks ago. So I thought that was pretty cool. Shout out to Ameripride, because those lights are like $30 off the tool truck, and I was kind of pissed off that I lost it. Anyway, so new Toyota Supra. We're gonna be talking Supra today. Do I like it? No. Should you be mad about it? Yes. Here's why I think you should be mad about it. So the new Toyota Supra is essentially a reskinned BMW, and well, before everyone starts crying, I'm sure it's going to be a fun car to drive. I'm sure it'll be phenomenal. So I mean, I'd still like to drive one, but I think that Toyota made a mistake. So I think that the Supra was one of the only cars that Toyota designed themselves that was a pure sports car. Toyota's a great company. I drive Toyotas. My Camry that we're currently in has 243,000 miles on it, and it runs like a top. Love the thing, but it's boring as hell. So Toyota's always made reliable vehicles, and as far as the off-road scene goes, they make very rugged vehicles. Now, when it comes to the sports car segment, I think Toyota has always lacked in being able to develop their own sports cars. They have a history of partnering with other companies. The Celica back in the day, the early 2000s, that had a Yamaha designed engine in it. The BRZ, that has a Subaru engine. It's essentially a Subaru car, BRZ, FRS, whatever you want to call it. But I think it kind of works for those models, because take the Celica for instance, it's not really a hardcore race car. It's a front wheel drive, sporty car if you want something that looks nice and is kind of zippy. So the real car enthusiasts don't really care about that generation's Celica so much. So I think that was okay. The BRZ, FRS 86, whatever you want to call it, that was a brand new platform. So when they developed a new car and it was something that they merged with another company to make, I don't think, there's no purist out there that the old one was Toyota and now they conglomerated. That was a brand new platform, so that's all people have ever known. So it works for that. When it comes to the Supra, that's really one of the only hardcore sports cars that Toyota really made themselves. And the 2JZ, just that whole platform, the rise of that car with the Fast and Furious, everyone loved the Supra. So I think that taking a name like that and just slapping it on another chassis, and yes, they had some development with it as well, but just conglomerating with another company, I think to the enthusiast that likes the Supra and the diehard Supra guys, it's a little lackluster. It's a little bit lazy on Toyota's part because they didn't develop their own car. I still think it's going to be fun, but I think the categories of people that are going to buy it are going to be totally different from the old one. The hardcore Supra fans and true enthusiasts love the old Supras. I don't think you're going to get that same crowd with the new one. Now, for all the critics that have driven this thing already and they kind of criticize it for being kind of soft, I think in defense of the new Supra, the Supra was never like a hardcore bloodthirsty track car. It was more of a GT car that people really tuned up and got what they wanted out of them. So in that respect, I don't really think they failed. And they kept it true to the straight six and the turbo and the rear wheel drive. So at least they didn't come out with like some front wheel drive piece of crap. But I don't know if that was enough. They kept the idea the same, but it's really not, because it's just a Toyota badge slapped on a BMW. So I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do. Any reason that companies do things are for money. It's just like Ford getting rid of all their cars, except the Mustang, of course. They did it for money. They're not selling enough cars, so they got rid of them. Toyota's the same way. I think they make enough money on being a reliable daily driver and truck building company that they don't really see it necessary to put a whole lot of effort into sports cars. But that being said, when you have a name like the Supra, I think you have a responsibility and a little bit of pressure and risk involved in recreating something that is going to disappoint people. So I really think they kind of dropped the ball. I think if they wanted to save some money, why didn't you go with using your BRZ chassis and use a different motor? I mean, you wouldn't have to completely rework the whole car that way. You could tweak the chassis you already had and use one of your pre-existing motors, for God's sake. Stick the 2GR FE in there. I know it's not a straight six, but at least it's a genuine Toyota engine. And those things are great. I realize they're kind of dated now, they're not using them as much, but those 3.5s, before they went direct injection, those things ripped. I mean, you get in an 07 Camry and they had like 285 horsepower, and it's a good motor. It's a good motor, and guys swap those into MR2s for a reason. It's a good plant. So I don't understand why Toyota didn't have more of their own influence in this car. Not trying to knock the new Supra, I just think it was kind of a lackadaisical, lazy attempt to bring back a name, and I think it was kind of risky for them. Now, I think they can get away with it because, like I said, the sports car segment isn't something that is a super huge moneymaker for Toyota, and I don't think this was supposed to be. If you took the Mustang, for instance, that's one of Ford's like flagship cars. If you screw up the Mustang, you're really going to hurt your sales. So they've done a pretty good job of keeping that nice and true. The other thing I think they screwed up is all these companies are going to all the damn automatics. And I understand it's for performance and that you get quicker shifts and yada, 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 all that crap. But a lot of the general consensus is most true car guys want to shift their own gears. They want a third pedal. And I know that's not just me thinking that. After I filmed the GT500 video, Ford released a statement saying that, oh my God, if we keep getting this much flack, we'll release next year's GT500 with a manual option. So, you know, the guys are thinking it. But yeah, so that's just my opinion on the Toyota Supra. Let me know what you think about the Supra down in the comments below, and I'll see you when we get to the garage.
Sup, bro?
So guys, we're back in the garage. I just had something I wanted you to see. As you can tell, the garage is pretty much emptied out. Well, except for that, but we don't speak of that. Anyway, we got the wood stove going, not quite hot in here yet, so you can kind of see my breath. But I just wanted to show you something that, what's that? What is that? That's a 9-inch rear end that Steven sold me. It's out of his F100. So this is the F100 rear end, which is a Ford 9-inch 5-lug that Steven sold me dirt cheap out of his F100 project. The nice thing is, before he did it, he also did the drum brakes, freshen that up, put new fluid in the diff, stuff like that. I don't exactly know how gearing is gonna go because I think this was a tow package. So I gotta figure out the gear ratio on that and decide if I'm gonna keep it or not. And I gotta get the leaf springs off, which are pretty rusty, crusty, and gross. So that might take a little bit of effort. But aside from that, after that is all taken care of, we're gonna move this thing probably somewhere over here. We got the workbench area over there. That is gonna be for engine parts, which the Fox is basically just gonna get resealed and stuck back in the car. And then I'm gonna put all my welders over here, my welding table, stuff like that. And the body of the car is gonna go in this space. So thanks for joining me for Monday's weekly discussion / vlog episode. See you next time.